Microsoft accuses Google of secretly funding a regulatory astroturf campaign. Dutch police say they've taken down credential stealer malware, and Meta is reportedly developing a search engine for its chatbot. It's Tuesday, October 29th, and this is Engadget News. Microsoft is accusing Google of funding a proxy campaign designed to discredit it in the eyes of regulatory authorities and policymakers in the European Union and beyond. In a blog post penned by Rima Alaili, the company's deputy general counsel, Microsoft claims the search giant has gone to great lengths to obfuscate its involvement, funding, and control of the Open Cloud Coalition, a group of cloud service providers, industry leaders, and stakeholders that says it's committed to advocating for a fair, competitive, and open cloud services industry across the UK and EU. Now, according to Microsoft, Google hired a lobbying agency in Europe to create and operate the organization and recruited a handful of European cloud providers to appear as the public face of the soon-to-launch campaign. The company says that Google plans to present itself as a backseat member of the Open Cloud Coalition rather than its leader and primary funder. As one example, Microsoft points to a recruitment document that makes no mention of the group's claimed affiliation to Google. It also notes the involvement of Nikki Stewart, who co-wrote a complaint against Microsoft and Amazon Web Services as part of the UK's ongoing antitrust investigation into the cloud services market. Engadget was unable to independently verify Microsoft's claims. As for why Google would potentially go to the extraordinary lengths of funding an astroturf campaign, Microsoft points to the recent uptick in regulatory scrutiny of the company's search, advertising, and mobile app store businesses. By Microsoft's count, Google faces at least 24 antitrust investigations globally, including a Department of Justice probe that could see the potential breakup of the company. The accusations come after Google had reportedly attempted to derail an antitrust settlement Microsoft had negotiated with the cloud infrastructure services providers in Europe. Back in July, Bloomberg wrote that Google had offered the group €470 million to go forward with litigation against its rival, an overture that CISB ultimately rejected. As revenue growth from digital ads has slowed for Google in recent years, the company has increasingly turned to the cloud market to pick up the slack. Back in 2023, Google's cloud business broke even for the first time, and more recently, the unit generated a $900 million profit in the first quarter of this year. Dutch National Police announced that it had gained access to the servers of Redline and Meta. Now, to be clear, that's not to be confused with Facebook parent company Meta. Instead, Redline and Meta, in this case, are a type of malware known as info stealers criminals can use to obtain the credentials of users and companies. Operation Magnus, a joint effort by Dutch National Police, the FBI, NCIS, and several other law enforcement agencies, disrupted the illegal tools. TechCrunch noted that Redline has been active since 2020, while the Operation Magnus website states that Meta is newer but pretty much the same. A 50-second video in English posted to the Operation Magnus website also lists some VIPs, or people very important to the police, that the authorities are looking for. Redline is often cited as the malware responsible for the 2022 Uber hack. SpecOps, a password management company, found that Redline was used to steal almost half of the 170 million passwords from data gathered by Kraken Labs. Even gamers are not immune to Redline. McAfee found that a variant was hidden in fake game cheats. The video showed the agencies accessing user credentials, IP addresses, and Telegram bots criminals used to steal sensitive data. Additionally, Authorities found the source code for both malware programs on the servers. While there isn't news of any arrests being made, the Operation Magnus website states that involved parties will be notified and legal actions are underway. There's also a countdown for almost 20 hours later, promising more news to come. And now turning to news that does involve Facebook parent Meta. The company is reportedly looking to decrease its dependence on Google and Microsoft. That's apparently due to the hit it took from an Apple privacy feature 3 years ago. The information said on Monday that Meta is developing a search engine for its chatbot. The company also recently partnered with Reuters to help its AI answer news-related questions. Meta has reportedly been working on indexing the web for at least 8 months. The company's goal is said to be to integrate the indexes into Meta AI, giving the chatbot an alternative to Google Search and Microsoft Bing. Meta publicly disclosed its web crawler tech this summer, only saying it was for training AI models or improving products, without stating outright that it was building a search backend. Senior engineering manager Xu Yuan Su is reportedly leading the search engine project. The information says the move directly results from dependence on other big tech companies that have stung the company in the past, like Apple's app tracking transparency. Meta previously said the iPhone privacy feature introduced back in 2021 would cost over $10 billion in lost ad revenue. It was so concerned about the feature, it was sued for allegedly evading its rules. Now, the thinking is that CEO Mark Zuckerberg wants Meta to be as autonomous as possible to avoid a repeat of that if Google or Microsoft were to cut off its access to web searches. It's unknown if Meta currently pays either company for that access. Engadget reached out to Meta for comment. And we'll update this story if we do hear back. The company's AI investments appear to be paying off. Zuckerberg posted on Threads in August that Meta AI has over 185 million weekly active users and more than 400 million monthly. OpenAI said earlier this month that ChatGPT had 250 million weekly users. Thanks for listening. There's more to these stories and additional articles at Engadget.com. This episode featured journalism from senior reporter Igor Bonifasic, contributing reporters Jeremy Gann and Will Shanklin, and was voiced and produced from the boutique sound studios of Spoken Layer. Enjoy your day, and I'll be back tomorrow with more tech news from Engadget.